Hello children, today we'll discuss the first chapter of your biology, that is living world. So today you must know the entire earth is full of millions and millions of the living organisms. The first question arises in our mind कि how we can differentiate the living organism with the non-living organisms. So what are the different criteria and what are the different characteristics possessed by living organisms and possessed by non-living organisms? So dear children, today we learn some characteristic features of living organisms. So if we see the characteristics of living organism, so first characteristic was growth. What is the first characteristics? Growth. Second characteristics we write reproduction. Third we write metabolism. The fourth characteristics we write cellular organization. Fifth we write consciousness, and we can also write death. So these are the main and important characteristics, properties which are possessed by the living organisms. Now children, what is important? Growth and reproduction. See, growth and reproduction are not defining property. Growth and reproduction both are the not defining properties of living organism, and remaining all are the defining property of living organisms. Now the very clear what is difference between not defining properties means these two, growth and reproduction, have some exception. They have some exception, and defining property indicates they don't have exception. Here we find exception also. Here we find in case of the unicellular amoeba. So why it is called defining property and non-defining property? So we'll see one by one. Let me start with growth. So see, if I start with the growth, we try to know the definition and what is growth. So children, increase in mass and overall size of any tissue or organ of any body. What is growth? Increase in mass of any individual or overall increase in size of tissue of any organism is called growth. Clear? And now it has the property, the growth has the property. What is the property? Increase the mass and increase the number. Increase the mass and increase the number. Both are the twin property. See, both are the twin property of growth. And what is increase the mass and increase the number? Both are the twin property of the growth. Clear? So you must know size of any cell, any tissues or any organ is increasing. That indicates what? Growth. In this way, we can write that growth is irreversible and permanent process. growth is irreversible and permanent process. If growth done once, then it cannot be reversed back. So this is very important. Now this growth can be counted as different types. So see, what is called not defining properties. What is called not defining properties? So children, this growth can be intrinsic growth, and it can be extrinsic growth. Intrinsic, extrinsic. If growth takes place inside the body, and because of this growth there is an increase in the size, there is an increase in the mass of the individual. So that takes place in case of living organisms. So intrinsic property is defining property of growth. But if we talk about the extrinsic property, so these kinds of growth we see in case of non-living organisms. What is? It is the process of accumulation of material around the surface of any non-living. So means you might have the dust particles are coming and accumulating one over another, and they are forming a layer. So that's called accumulation. So because of this extrinsic property of growth, the growth is known as not defining property. But if individually, if questions can be asked, is intrinsic property is not defining property? What would be the answer? This is defining property, but extrinsic property is not defining property. What? If this is in case of the non-living organisms, and it can be seen in case of the living organisms. Now apart from this, we also have the growth. Again, two kinds of growth can be seen. The first growth is determinate growth and indeterminate growth. Indeterminate growth. Try to know, determinate growth means limited. That is what? Limited growth. Indeterminate growth means unlimited growth. The growth which takes place entire the life cycle of living organisms means the growth is not limited. It's called indeterminate growth. What would be the example? Plants. Plants are the examples of indeterminate growth. And the growth, if at a fixed interval of time, at a fixed age of time, if the growth is stopped, then this is called determinate growth. So animals are the example here, and here we can say plants are the examples. Clear? So see children, this is about growth. So this growth can be seen in case of the. Now moving to the next property, I think this is clear to everybody. Now moving to the next property, that is what? Reproduction. See, reproduction, the term reproduction is familiar, that also you have seen in 10th standard. Next property is what? Reproduction. You know, the process of formation or process of production of the progeny, or you say the process of multiplication of number of individuals is called reproduction. This is the reproduction which try to maintain the generation on the earth. It try to maintain one generation to another generation, and it maintains the race on the earth. Clear? So this reproduction can be seen in case of multicellular organism. And this reproduction also can be seen in unicellular organisms. So see, in multicellular organisms, what we say, the process of formation of progeny, and that progeny contain less or more character to their parents. The process of formation of progeny, and the progeny may contain less or more character to their parents. That can be seen in case of multicellular organization. But see, in case of the unicellular organism, what there is a increase in number. What we see? Increase in number. So you must listen. In case of unicellular organisms, growth and reproduction almost same. So can we say growth and reproduction both are synonyms only in case of unicellular organism, because numbers of individuals are increasing. Getting the point? And that is why I have written both are the twin character. Both are twin character. Here both increase in number, that we say it's type of growth. So growth and reproduction are synonyms with each other. Clear? So see, this reproduction are of two types. You know, these reproductions are of two types. That is familiar with you. It can be asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. So see children, in asexual reproduction, we see in case of the lower plants and lower animals, so there is no need of gametes. We don't need any kinds of gametes, male and female gametes, but in sexual mode of reproduction, need of gametes. In asexual reproduction, no fertilization. Fertilization doesn't take place, but in case of sexual mode of reproduction, fertilization takes place. Here we see the meiosis division. Here see the mitosis division. We don't find zygote formation. There is no zygote formation in case of asexual mode of reproduction, but we find the zygote formation. So these are the recapitulation type of thing that you already have learnt in case of 10th standard. What is the important part here in your NCERT? It's described with the example ki what are the different mode of asexual mode of reproduction. So we'll try to give you the concept. Asexual mode of reproduction. Asexual mode of reproductions can be performed by different methods. The first was by spore formation. Means the spores are responsible to produce the offsprings. So what would be the example? We can write some algae and fungi. Bread mold, rhizopus are the examples. Next was fragmentation. Fragmentation methods means small fragments are responsible to form the individuals. So what would be the example? Filamentous algae. Filamentous algae like Spirogyra, some fungi and Protonema of moss. Right? So these are the example of fragmentation. Now next was talking about budding method. Now the small outgrowth of the body that we say the buds. So in this process, buds are responsible to develop new offsprings. So in budding method, you might have know the examples like Hydra and yeast. Hydra and yeast both are the examples of budding method. Spore formation by fragmentation by budding method. If we move to the next types, that is what? True regeneration. What is, children? Next is true regeneration. True regeneration. So you have the concept of regeneration. See, regeneration means if any body part is lost by any individuals, then the lost body part is regenerated. What starfish and lizards are the examples of regeneration, but here I am talking about true regeneration. Even the lost body part is capable to form new individuals. Lost body part even capable to form the true regeneration. Now the children, what would be the example? Planaria. Planaria. This true regeneration is also called morphallaxis. This true regeneration is also called morphallaxis. But question arises, why reproduction is also known as non-defining properties? So reproduction is what is called non-defining property. I try to give the answer. See, in case of some living organisms, so for example, some living organisms who cannot reproduce. They are a living organism, but they don't have ability to perform the reproduction. So for example, we say sterile human couple. Sterile human couple. We see the examples of honeybees. Honeybees, especially I am talking about the workers, they are sterile. And we see mules. Mules are the breeds, or they are the resultant of the cross breeds between the female horse and male donkey. So they are the living organisms who cannot reproduce. So dear children, this property we have seen, left properties, left characteristics, remaining characteristics we'll see in the next video. So you must see, and in case any problem you may ask questions. Thank you.